3, 2, and 1. Good day, class, and welcome again to ating science class for this day. And I'm glad that you are here watching this video lesson. So we are now in quarter 4, week 7, module 7, no? With the topic, human impact on ecosystems. So these are the objectives that we need to attain. Number 1, we must be able to determine the impacts of human activities in each ecosystem. And number 2, propose ways to minimize the impact of human activities in ecosystem. Okay, everything in nature is unified. When we say unified, it's brought together as one. No? The living organisms interact with each other and with their living environments. Organisms depend on each other for food, shelter, and protection that you have learned on your previous lessons, the following that ecosystems. Number 1, provide habitat to wild plants and animals, of course. It supports different food chains and food webs and performs essential ecological processes to support lives. So these are the questions that will linger to your mind. Paano kaya kung mangyari itong mga tanong ito? What will happen if we are not responsible enough to take care of the environment? Ano ang mangyayari pag nagpabaya tayo sa ating mundong kinagagalawan, tinitirhan? No? And another question, don't we know that each of us plays an important role in our environment? So for today's lesson, aalamin natin ano nga ba dapat yung mga nagiging problema ng ating mundo and ano dapat yung magagawa natin. No? Ikaw bilang estudyante, ano yung kaya mong gawin na maitutulong mo para hindi masira, no, ang mundong ating tinitirhan. So to begin with our first activity, entitled What's the Problem? All you need to do is to label the picture, determine the problem, no, ng mga pictures na nandiyan dyan. Okay, I will give you enough time to think. Ano-ano nga ba yung mga nasa larawan, and you can choose in the answer box, no? Diyan sa baba. Ano yung pinapakita sa bawat larawan. Then later on, I will discuss it briefly one by one. Sige, go ahead. Think. Okay. Now, let us answer with what is the answer number 1. That is what we call air pollution. Okay, pollution or air pollution is another human activity that will affect the ecosystem, of course also the human, na malaking apekto na nagagawa nito sa buhay, no, ng hayop, ng mga halaman at sa kapaligiran. When we say pollution, it is the process by which harmful substances are added to the environment. Okay, to give you a definition of air pollution, it is the contamination of the atmosphere by gaseous liquid or solid waste or by products that can endanger, no, the health or welfare of the human, plants, and animals. May mga air pollutants, isa sa mga air pollutants ay tinatawag nating lead. Ito yung metal na makikita sa Earth's crust. This is available through environment sa another form of air pollutants is the carbon dioxide. Ito yung ini-emits ng mga sasakyan, ng mga planta, no, that enhance, no, ang epekto nito that enhance the greenhouse effect. Okay, now let's proceed to number 2. What is the answer number 2? That is use of herbicides. Okay, this is another form, no, class, na human activity na sinasagawa. When we say use herbicides, no, it is a chemical that is used to destroy plants, especially the weeds. Later on, I will discuss more about the herbicides. Number 3, what is the answer number 3? That is deforestation. So what is all about deforestation? Okay, this deforestation is another threat sa ating ecosystem. Deforestation is a temporary, minsan permanent clearance ng mga puno to meet the demands of increasing human population. Bakit nga ba nagkakaroon ng deforestation? Bakit ginagawa yan? Dahil kino-convert yung area na mapupuno into different establishment, subdivision, or ginagawa siyang resort. Itong deforestation ay marami siyang damaging effects. Una, kayo ay familiar dito, yung tinatawag nating soil erosion. Yung soil erosion ay ito yung displacement o yung pagkawala ng lupa. Another damaging effect of deforestation, yung tinatawag nating flooding and mudslide. Are you familiar with flooding? A rising or overflowing of body of water or a large amount of mud sliding down. Dahil wala nang sumisipsip na ugat from the tree, of course, na nagkakaroon siya ng pagkalunod at yung mud ay natatapon, nalalaglag dahil wala nang puno doon. One more thing na nagiging epekto ng deforestation ay yung pinag-aralan natin, yung pagiging low biodiversity or loss of biodiversity and wildlife extinction. Bakit kamo, sir? Kasi it destruct of the biodiversity may lead to wildlife extinction. Maraming hayop ang nakadepende sa mga puno dahil dito sila nakatira, dito rin sila kumukuha ng pagkain. Kapag nagkaroon ng deforestations, mauubos din sila kasi wala na silang titirahan at wala na rin silang makukuha na ng pagkain. Maliwanag ba, class? Now let's proceed to number 4. What is number 4? Okay, number 4 is the coral reef destruction. You got it right. Okay, ano nga ba ang coral reef destruction? Una, alamin natin ang coral ay kino-consider siya the most diverse ecosystem of the world. Ang mga coral reefs ay kailangan sila ng subtropical temperature. Nakikita sila sa mga bansa sa malapit sa encounter, katulad ng Philippines. Kailangan sila sa makikita yung clear water para makatagos yung araw, para ma-receive nila, para mangyari yung kanilang purpose. Alam nyo ba na ang corals din ay nagpo-provide ng wide supplication sa tao, katulad ng food, shelter, as well as the hayop, syempre, sa mga isda. Also, nagpo-provide din ito, syempre, for tourism, para sa, diba, katulad sa ating sa Pilipinas, na malaking bagay na may mga coral reefs na para sa mga divers. Kaya naiengganyo yung mga ibang mga taga-ibang bansa na bumisita dito. Pero sa mga ginagawa ng mga tao, unti-unting nasisira yung mga coral reefs. So when we say coral reef destruction, it is defined as the degradation, and potential mass death of the ocean's corals. Isa sa dahilan para ma-distract yung coral reef, is through dynamite fishing. And I know that you're very familiar with that the fisherman, yung mga mangingisda, use explosive to kill and harvest fish. Pero ang nangyayari, ang naapektuhan naman ay mga coral reefs. Okay, now let's proceed to number 5. Number 5, of course, that is the water pollution. Okay, ang water pollution, class, ay isa rin sa human activity na malaking aapektuhan ang ating mundong tinitirhan. When we say water pollution, it is the contamination ng tubig by foreign matter such as microorganisms, chemicals, and industrial or other waste or sewage, mga basura, ibang mga chemical, yung mga microorganisms na dapat hindi naman nakatira o nandoon sa tubig or bodies of water. Yung other ways na tinutukoy ko, possible yung mga basura mula sa iba't ibang pabrika o sa mga tahanan din na dumedirekta sa bodies of water tulad sa ilog, sa dagat. Alright, if your answer is correct, sa 5 yan, congratulations. Now let us analyze those other problems of the ecosystems. So always remember, class, that our planet will forever change due to human civilizations and advancement of technology. Consider the following noticeable impacts of our species has had on our environment. So take a look at. The question is, how do human activities affect ecosystem? Ano pa bukod sa mga nabanggit natin kanina? So, next is the monoculture. Are you familiar with monoculture? This is the cultivation of a single crop in a large areas. Wherein, advantage nito, maganda dito, kasi napag-aaralan kung paano papatubo o yung specific plants. Pero ang kalungkutan o ang disadvantage naman nito ay hindi na nagkakaroon ng ibang chance yung ibang organism to live because isa lang yung organism o isa lang yung plant na naninirahan doon. Unlike pag iba-iba ang nakatanim, pwedeng manirahan yung iba pang organisms, no, doon sa area na yun. Okay, another advantage of monoculture, it is simpler to manage since isa lang yung crop na nakatanim, no? Ang halaman na nakatanim, madali lang siyang i-manage rather, no? Pero ang disadvantage pa, isa pa, is lead to worsening pest problems. Since isa nga lang yung crop na nakatanim, kung ano man yung naging namahay na peste dyan sa crop na yan, patuloy, no? Palala ng palala na maninirahan dahil iisa nga lang yung crop na nakatanim. Alright, so by limiting the cultivation of different kinds of plants, people also deprive many animals of their food and home. Ayan yung sinabi ko kanina. So, ano ang dapat gawin? So, these are the action for the biodiversity in terms of monoculture. It grows a variety of crops dapat instead of only one crop. And take a look at on the picture, iba-iba yung halaman na nakatanim. Next, another human activity that affects the ecosystem. Ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina, yung use of herbicides and insecticides. So, take a look at, yan yung herbicides, yun yung nasa halaman, ito naman mga insecticides. So, the chemicals also destroy other organisms, no, including beneficial insects and soil organisms which help in decay. So, ano dapat pala kung hindi dapat yung insecticides, nakakapahamak pala yung pesticides and herbicides, no? So, use insects to fight other insects. This is known as biological control of insect pests. Aside sa paggamit ng mga pesticide and insecticides, kaya allow natin yung ibang pest, no, ibang insects ang mag-destroy dun sa insects. Pero aminin natin na malaking tulong din talaga yung insecticides and herbicides sa mga magsasaka for pest control. Okay, another, take a look at the image, no? Pwede naman palang mangyari other insects ang magde-destroy sa other insects. Next activity that affect the ecosystem, take a look at the picture. Ano kaya yan? Okay, use of chemical fertilizers. So, fertilizers in the water will cause increased growth of algae and other water plants. They cover the water surface and block the passage of the oxygen. Nakakaapekto ito, no? Dahil hindi ito makakatulong. So, ano nga dapat ang pwedeng gawin instead of using chemical fertilizer? Of course, dapat gumamit ng organic fertilizer. So, instead of chemical fertilizers, try organic farming using natural fertilizer for crops. Some natural are compost and animal manure. So, yung dumi ng hayop, ginagawang pataba para ginagawang fertilizer, of course, sa lupa. Ito ay magiging mas mayabong at mas effective sa mga pananim. So, this is the questions that I want to ask you. How can you help/save our ecosystem. So ngayon, I will play a video, pakinggan ninyo at unawain kung anong mensahe ng video na ito. Saving our ecosystem. Okay, let's watch this.
Luckily, it's in our hands to protect nature and look after the environment. That's why I want to share with you these 10 easy ways to look after the environment. Let's take a look. Turn off the lights and the electronic devices you're not using to save energy. Replace plastic bags with reusable cloth bags. It takes plastic bags years to decompose, and making them is a very contaminating process. Separate and recycle the different types of waste: organic, inorganic, containers, glass, or paper and cardboard. To avoid wasting water, make sure taps are completely turned off. The toilet is not a rubbish bin. Did you know that we waste 10 liters of water every time we flush the toilet? Have a shower instead of a bath. A 5-minute shower uses about 100 liters of water, while a full bath would use up to 250 liters. Turn off the water tap while brushing your teeth. If you didn't shut off the faucet, you would waste an average of 20 liters every time you brushed your teeth. Reuse paper. For example, remember that you can write on both sides of the sheet to maximize its use. Pick up your litter every time you go to the beach or the mountains. Respect and look after the animals, flowers, and trees around you. Easy ways to look after the environment, right? I'm sure you already know about them and do most of them. With simple actions like recycling, saving energy and water, and looking after all living beings, we contribute to a more sustainable planet. Do you know this word? A sustainable planet or city are those that provide people with a good quality of life without risking natural resources. This way, future generations will enjoy a wonderful planet where economic growth, environmental care, and social well-being are in balance. Remember, it's in your hands. Want to join us in our mission?
Did you like the video? We have so many more! Subscribe by clicking on the seal. And if you want to keep watching more videos, click on the boxes.
Okay, thank you for watching, class. So this will be your task after understanding that lesson. Number 1, as a student, how can you help our planet Earth? Suggest ways to minimize the impact of human activities in ecosystem. Bilang isang estudyante, ano yung kaya mo nang gawin para matulungan yung Earth? Mag-suggest ka ng mga paraan para ma-minimize yung mga human activities na pinag-aralan natin in an ecosystem. All you need to do is type your answer on the comment section of this video clip. And after that, indicate your surname and section. So, thank you for listening, class, and God bless you all.